Hello everyone, welcome to QA Labs for you. This is day 3 where I'm going to explain a little bit more about QA journey, how QA will work on any real kind of project. So as of now, we have covered day 1 and day 2 in this workshop, and where we have covered a lot of topics, but we can just recap the last one and then we will proceed for today. Okay, so yes, in the last session we have covered if you are a QA engineer, experienced one, but you are going to join a project which is from the scratch, then what all things you have to take care. Okay, so these are different pointers which we have covered in the last session. Then I have also discussed about the things if you are a QA intern, I mean the fresher, and you have allocated in a project, what all things you have to take care. So there are different procedure or different processes if you are a part of a scratch project, project from the scratch. But if you are experienced or an intern, so both having different roles and responsibilities. Okay, and after that I have covered different project processes. Okay, and where we have discussed about requirement gathering, elaboration, breakdown of requirements into epics. Then each epics we have different stories, and in this way we can create a product backlog. All these things we have discussed in the last session. Then we have discussed about sprint grooming, planning, and sprint backlog, and what will happen when we conduct a QA Dev Connect. Okay, and once we will deploy, we have to provide the maintenance and support, and we have to do the documentation for the future references for all the terms which are right now highlighted. For most of them, I have created short videos on a daily basis. So if you want to know more in detail about these topics like sprint grooming, planning, backlog, or stories, epic, task, all these tasks or all these definitions are already covered in one of my shorts. Okay, so you guys can go and watch the shorts in my channel, and if you like it, just subscribe and share with your colleagues and your other team members, so that they can also get to know what we are talking here. Okay, now next which I have shared with you, there are different portals which you guys can use. As a fresher, there are a lot of chaos already there in the market, that openings are not there, how we can approach for the new jobs. Okay, so I have listed down some of the portals where you can just sign up and start uploading your resume, so that you guys can get the job opportunities. Okay, so just try to enroll on some of them at least. Then we have I have to ask one question from all of you. Suppose you have covered a feature in which a bug is found on the production. Okay, so how you will tackle that situation? So this is a real kind of question or real kind of scenario you might encounter when you will be in a real-time project. So for this question, if you have some suggestions, if you have some thoughts, you can just put all your thoughts in the comment section in the video. And if I think that your thoughts are matching with the answer, or if it is not matching with the answer, I will try to cover a separate video on that. Okay, because this is another topic which is important for you. Okay, now we will proceed further on the team and important stakeholder intro topic. Okay, so why I have taken this topic, because when you onboarded into any project, okay, if you are experienced guy, then you must know what all different team members in a team, the terminology part especially. Okay, but if you are a fresher, you don't know what will be the team structure. Okay, so with this image, I'm just trying to showcase what all different terminologies or what all different teams within the team. Okay, so first of all, we have some important stakeholders, I mean the client. Okay, within our team. Okay, for them we will showcase the demos at the end. Okay, second, we have product owner who take the requirement from the stakeholders. Okay, what next feature we have to develop. He will list down entire feature and create some different stories. Okay, or simply note it down in the Confluence page or add it into the Zira. Then we have a scrum master who is I mean a middleman, we can say, and who is managing our day-to-day activities. If someone has any I mean problem, we can discuss with the scrum master and he can try to resolve that. Okay, so we can say scrum master as a middleman. Okay, then we have I mean a support team. Okay, so we know that in entire project there is a development team, there is a QA, there is a product owner, DevOps, right? But sometimes we ignore the support team. But support team comes when we release the feature, it is into the production, and whenever some bugs will come out, then support team first of all take care of those bugs. They will do the I mean level one analysis from there, and if they will figure out the reason, like might be the production issue is on the basis of environment related thing. Okay, so they will debug further and they will revert back. But if the issue is the real one, and there is a fix requirement, or for the more debugging is required, then they will raise it to the development and QA team. Okay, so in this way support team is also required because they are monitoring the production environment 24 into 7. Okay, then we have development team. Yes, development team will have consist of web, mobile, and backend. Okay, because entire dev is divided into, some of the devs are working on the front end or the web application. Okay, some are working on the mobile application, some are creating the APIs. So in this way entire development team will work. As well as in the QA side, yes, we have a separate teams, like some QAs are involved into the manual activities, some are involved into the automation and the performance, and also in the security. So in this way entire QA team will be like developed, and they will work along with the development team, along with support team, and scrum master, product owner, with everyone. Okay, and we have DevOps team for the infrastructure related things. Suppose we want some different environment. Let's take example, we are working on one particular environment, that is staging. Then we worked on the Q environment, and somehow for the performance testing or for the security, we need some separate environment where no one is doing the testing. Okay, I mean the manual effort. Okay, because if we are doing the performance or the security, someone else is also doing on the same environment, might be the results will vary. Okay, so for that reason we need separate environment. So that kind of requirements can be fulfilled by the DevOps team. Okay, so this is the whole structure of a team when you will work in any real kind of a project. Okay, now we will proceed further, like what will happen when you will join. So in that case, your official welcome post will be shared via email to all the team members. Okay, team meeting will be conducted via Zoom or Teams video conferencing tool for the intro, because you are a new team members, and it is required that you should get connected with all the team members, all the stakeholders, and all the required persons. Okay, you also have to give your basic intro about you, and you will get chance to interact with other team members. Afterwards you will be added into different groups, and I mean different channels on different if you heard about Slack, in that case you will be added into different channels. Might be if you are using Skype or Teams or Outlook. So accordingly, as per the requirement or as per the need, you will be added into different groups, just to ensure that what is going on in that particular group. Okay, fine. Now I will move further on the project meetings part. Yes, when you will join on any project, okay, there are a couple of meetings that are kind of mandatory for you. Okay, some are optional, but these are very common in all the projects mostly, and those are required because they give you some idea about the project. Okay, so first of all, it will start with requirement elaboration call. Okay, in that the entire requirement will be like given to you, and what all things we have to work on, what should be the entire outcome of this feature, this module. So all these details will be discussed in that call. Then you have to attend some sprint grooming calls, where the requirement will be divided into, once that requirement will be divided into the task or the stories, then we will discuss those stories in detail, how those stories will be covered, what all technical challenges we have. So all the I mean, from technical point of view, or from the requirement point of view, we will discuss everything on the sprint grooming call. Okay, so when we are on the sprint grooming, I mean, you think that at that time the ticket should be ready and it should have enough information, so that when we are going on the planning call, we have everything, and if we have any doubts, we can clear it out on the planning. Otherwise, most of the doubts should be cleared in the grooming call itself. Then we have design review call, where all the designers, when they develop some designs, then the product owner will review the design. Yes, it is okay, so that further we can move for the development. Okay, and on daily basis, there will be a daily scrum call, where all the team members will share their status and their challenges, if any, and what they will doing to cover today, or if there is any plan for the next day, they will also share it in the same scrum call. Then there is one dev QA connect call before moving the tickets for the testing, because this is required. The reason is, when you will be involved in the grooming call, you will discuss the requirement. When you are in the planning call, you will discuss your doubts with respect to that ticket, that story. But sometimes during the development, some changes will occur. Okay, some because of some technical challenges, they choose some different alternatives. Okay, so might be some part of the application or some part of the story will be tweaked. Okay, in that case, developer will explain entire things to you, and they will give you kind of one level of test data, even if it is available on the staging environment or the testing environment. Okay, so that for the happy flow, you can start working. Okay, and in the same call, you can also discuss all your queries, if any, because you have covered the query part in the grooming call, in the planning call, and now it is a dev QA connect. So these calls will be like on the daily basis, I mean, on every sprint, just because QA should have clear understanding what he has to test. Okay, then QA will do end-to-end call also with other team members, because if you are working on some feature or some story, other team members are working on other feature or other story. So at the end, we have to deliver entire module or entire feature into the production. Okay, so before that, we have to make sure that end-to-end flow is working fine. So for that reason, QA will conduct an end-to-end call within the team. Okay, QA also have to attend sprint demo call. Yes, sprint demo will be conducted with the stakeholders, where QA will explain what we have covered, or what we have tested as of now, and what should be the outcome of this call. Okay, I mean, outcome of this feature. Okay, and in the same demo, that support team will also be there, so that they can also get knowledge about the feature. Okay, if there is any doubt from the support team, from the stakeholder, they will raise it in the same call. If they have some suggestions, they will raise it in the same call, so that we can take it as an improvement for the next sprint. Okay, the last one, that is the retrospective call. Yes, that is also important, where whole team will discuss what went well, what went wrong, and what things we can improve further. Okay, so I mean, this call is very much important, because you can get to highlight things which are challenging for you in the last sprint, so that they can be managed in the next sprint. Okay, so these all are the project related meetings which are very much important for you as a QA. Fine. I hope as of now everything is clear to all. If there is any doubt or any confusion, you guys can put comment so that I can try to answer all your queries. Okay, fine. Now I will explain the QA life cycle and the QA processes. Yes. Why I'm explaining these things to you? Because if you are a fresher, if you are an intern, okay, so in that case, you must have learned about different concept, different terminologies while the training, but you're not aware when and how these will work exactly in the real-time project. Okay, so if I talk about the QA life cycle and the processes, so first of all, we have requirement analysis. Okay, so in that case, once the requirement will be gathered by the product owner, then we have the requirements on the confluence page, we do the analysis. We check the visual designs for the modules to relate the requirement, okay, which is mentioned in the ticket. We check the API details mentioned in the ticket, because if we are going to develop any feature and deliver any feature uh, into the production, there must be some visual design, some APIs in the backend. Okay, so we have to take care of that thing. We have to share your thoughts. I mean, if there is any gap in the requirement or any case is missing, okay, this thing you will do only if you do the analysis in a proper way. Okay, now you have to define the test scope, how much we will be going to test with. Okay, and that will be decided on the basis of the requirement. We have to decide the resources, how many resources we are going to involve in this particular module, what all test environments we need it, what all tools we require. Okay, define need for performance and security testing. Yes, we have to define, because for every API we don't go for the performance and security. If some API is not exposed, or if some API is very rarely used, why should we go for the performance and security? Okay, we have to focus on those APIs which are frequently used or which are exposed. Okay, otherwise if we are going to do the entire performance and security testing, then it will take a lot of time. Okay, we have to share the timelines to the stakeholders to deliver the feature. Like, I mean, when we can deliver the feature from the QA end. Okay, QA end means it will cover the development, it will cover the QA along with the bug fixes, everything. Okay, so we have to share the timelines, and you will share the timeline only when you will realize all these things, and you will do the analysis for all these pointers. Okay, then you have to perform test case writing, test case execution. You have to raise bugs in the modules if there is any misbehavior or something is not expected. Okay, you have to share the reports with bug list to the client, so that they can also get to know, yes, these all bugs occurred in this module. Okay, you have to showcase the demo to the client and the support team, which I have already told you. Okay, you have to do the documentation for the newly added modules. Why you have to do this? First one is for the support team. Second one is if someone new is going to join into the team, then they can just go through the documentation and understand the new feature. Now I will showcase something, yes, for you. Okay, this is also a real-time based. Okay, so we talk about different environments. We talk about, different cycle, different QA processes. Now, if I talk about the test environments, what all test environments we can have? Okay, in real time. So first one is the dev. That is definitely for sure. Okay, then we have staging environment where QA will do the testing thoroughly. Okay, then we have QA environment where all the code from the staging will be merged. Okay, why I'm mentioning the staging? Because in that case there are a couple of squads. Okay, in real-time projects there are different squads. Okay, so one squad is working on one particular staging environment, another squad is working on different staging environment. So once the whole testing will be done, then the whole code will be merged into the QA environment, where QA will do the end-to-end testing. Okay, afterwards, if there is a need, they will go for the pre-prod, okay, or the UAT environment, and then we move it into the production. So these different environments definitely create a cost to the client. So that is the reason for all the projects, these test environments are not applicable. Okay, it's not like for all the projects you can expect staging, you can expect pre-prod. Might be some of the times staging will be, I mean, bypass, they will directly move it into the QA. There will not be any pre-prod. Okay, just to save the cost. Okay, now if I talk about zero life cycle. Okay, so in that case, whenever any story will be created, it will be in undefined, okay, by the product owner. Then it will move into the defined state by the developer. Once the sprint planning will be done, then it will move into the to do, then it will move into the in development. Once the development will be done by the developer, they will assign it to the QA sometimes. Okay, or it will be into dev name, but it is in the ready for stage status. Okay, afterwards QA will assign to him, and they will update the status in progress, and then they will do the testing, and move it to the ready for QA. Okay, once it will be in the ready for QA, then the code will be deployed, I mean, to the QA environment, and QA will do the end-to-end. At that time, it will be in QA. The status should be in QA. Okay, once everything will be done by the QA end-to-end, everything will be done, then they will move it to ready for UAT. Okay, so ideally this ready for UAT will be tested by the UAT tester or the product owner on the pre-prod environment. But if there is a environment constraint, they may be doing the testing on the same environment, that is the QA one. Okay, once they will be okay with this, they will move this ticket, I mean, into the done state. Okay, I mean, when it will be on done, it means this particular ticket is on the production. I hope entire this cycle is clear to everyone. If there is any doubt, you guys can put the comments in the video. I will try to answer, and we will discuss further if any further video is required on these life cycle steps. Okay, now these are the processes, I mean, from the QA point of view. Okay, I have just listed down so that if you are a fresher, you can get to know what all things exactly and what all tools exactly we have to use it. Okay, so first of all, we have to do the requirement analysis and discuss with your team, okay, about the expectation. Okay, and for that we may use Zoom or Teams, or sometime this Miro board, okay, for the collaboration purpose. Okay, requirement should be freezed before the planning. Yes, requirement should be freezed, otherwise we will do planning in a wrong way. Okay, so that should be there. If there is any change in the requirement at any point of time, then details should be updated in the ticket and effort should be revised. Yes, because if we say that requirement should be freezed and we can't update the requirement, that is not possible in the agile. Okay, there might be a change, but those changes should be documented in the ticket itself. Okay, that is also required. Jira tool should be used, I mean, it should not be, it is like will be used, okay, for keeping all the requirements. Okay, first of all, whole, I mean, complete requirement will be kept in the Confluence, and then the requirement will be divided into different stories or epics. So those will be kept into the Jira tool. Okay, all the latest designs will be, I mean, will be saved in some tools like Figma or InVision. Okay, and those will be reviewed by the product owner before the development gets started. Because if this will not happen, then after the development, PO will say this is not correct. Okay, we have to make sure that UI should be like this. Okay, so why should we think of once it will be developed? We should do this activity before the development. Okay, create the test cases before picking the tickets. Okay, and we can use tools like TestLink, Qmetry, Zephyr. Okay, and link the I mean, all the test cases with the ticket. Okay, in some of the project you have to write the automation or performance scripts also. Okay, till the time development is going on. Okay, why so? Because they are expecting in sprint automation kind of thing. Okay, because generally they think of that you have some bandwidth when the development is in progress. So why can't we reuse that particular time period, and we can utilize in the automation? Okay, so that will also happen. Raise issues on Jira tool with correct priority and severity, and then map it with this story. Make sure that respective dev must be assigned. Yes, this is also a part of process, because if you are not assigning correct priority, correct severity, and not assigning the dev, then that bug might be missed. Okay, open I mean, once the ticket is ready for the testing, I mean, once development is done and you have to start the testing, assign it yourself and test it on lower environment. I mean, lower, I can say the staging one, which I have explained to you earlier. Okay, and you have to make sure that testing should be completed on that environment. Okay, if main objective of the feature is not covering while the testing, okay, which is mentioned on the ticket, then please reopen the ticket. Okay, and assign back to the respective dev. Need not to create a bug, because the entire objective they are not fulfilling. Okay, components sprint tag should be added in the ticket, in the test cases, in the bugs correctly for the bifurcation, so that we can divide it when we need it. Okay, suppose there is a login feature. Okay, so we can keep it as login component. We have n number of test cases and number of stories. We want to check out only stories which are applicable for the login. We can directly I mean, add a filter with component where we provide it as login, so it will gives us entire stories, bugs, and test cases. So this can help us in bifurcation. Correct. Once all the bugs will be closed, then only you can update the main ticket status. I mean, the ticket status, we can say, yes, the testing is done. Now we can move it into the development environment. Okay. Make sure before updating the main ticket status, all test cases must be covered. Yes, whatever test cases you have created with respect to a story or with respect to a task or ticket, all should be covered. Okay, otherwise if you will miss some of the cases, might be you are missing some of the bugs. Okay, and you must attach all the videos, all the screenshots as a proof before updating the ticket status, so that once it will be into the UAT person, or I mean the product owner, just go through the screenshots. If he's not getting the expected result on the UAT environment, okay, make sure you should plan smoke, sanity, regression, and end-to-end testing in an efficient way, just to I mean complete the test coverage. Okay, prepare a checklist. I mean, whenever you will do the testing, okay, there are some common steps which you have to perform every time. Okay, so for that reason, prepare a checklist, and before every release, okay, make sure that that checklist should be passed. Okay, so in this way you are, I mean, following some of the mandatory things every time before the release. Like we can take example that migration is required, third-party testing is required. So if these activities are required and if those are mentioned to the checklist, so if you are missing somewhere, you can just like check back with the dev before move it further into the production environment. If you are finding these things on the production, that is not good. Okay, because these are the basic one and the, I mean, prerequisites, we can say. Okay, so take care of that part with the help of checklist. So these are the processes generally any QA team will follow in any real-time project. I hope you guys got the idea about this thing. If you have any doubt about any process, any terminology, you just put your comments into the video, and I will try to answer each of your questions. Okay, and if you like the effort, if you think this is valuable to you, please like, subscribe, and share with your colleagues, with your friends. Okay, so till now I think everything is covered and we are good to go. We can wind up the call. So thank you for your time. We will connect again for the next session. Okay, till then, goodbye.